HTML paragraph. So you have to make paragraphs in HTML. HTML is hypertext markup language. So I'll mean the pad ++. I'll save the page as, just make one paragraph anyway. So it would be paragraph. If it was a home page, it would be index. And we'll make this a paragraph. .html. .html is just the language. This PHP you would use .php. This HTML. So I'm making a web frame. Open and close HTML tags. Open, and down here I'm going to close and tag. Just like that. And then I'm going to make body open and close. And the difference between the open and the closing tag is you'll have a / in front of the word or letter or whatever information goes in between the tag. Between the two arrows, there'll be a / in the front part that is on the closing. This, you can think of the / as closing the tag. Okay, and that's the difference. You know, we need to put this closer to the HTML down here, just like that. And I'm going to make paragraph. I'm going to make an HTML paragraph, open and close paragraph. Okay, and I type hello world. If it sounds confusing, or pause the video to catch up, or however you can do that. This will be our first paragraph. Well, actually, it needs to be a statement, not actually a paragraph. We haven't gotten that far yet. Okay, hello world. I'm going to open Chrome. I like to use Chrome because I can just drag and drop the file into the web address bar. And there you are. That's your first statement. Not actually a paragraph, but you have to put it inside of a paragraph. Tags, and wording like that. Okay, you just do hello world. Let's do. Put it again. Always use Notepad++. You can get it for free off the internet. Googling it, clicking the appropriate download link, because it's a lot better than a lot of other programs. And I also like that it is for free. Okay, and I'm gonna do something else. I'm gonna type. This is a bold. This is bold. Okay, this is. Let's see this right here. It's just an example of the bold element. There are elements, HTML elements. Element bold. I'm gonna actually make bold. But you don't actually use. Used to, you can use the B, which is bold, but you're supposed to now. You should use strong. Strong is bold, so just use strong. It used to be just a B, so it's just they changed it for whatever reason. They're open and close. Move they forward, and it's actually a right slash. So strong and strong. The bold, even the little apostrophe is going to be bold. I'll show you that. Now I'll have to drag and drop because it's already listed up top. See, this is bold right there. Just like that. Okay, that's bold. Which is actually strong. Okay, let me use the same one. Skip down here. Okay, and let's see what next. Okay, italics. Let's do italics. This is just an example of an italic element. More tags. It's tags. I'm going to say it. Okay, this is HTML italic. As it used to be, you would use the I, but now you use EM, which is short for emphasis. So both of those are changed. So you just use EM. So bold is strong, and then italic is EM. It has the same effect as we're supposed to use nowadays. So italic will be italic or italics. Okay, see that? Just like that. And I'll show you another function real quick before I get to the other elements. Actually, have another one. Use a break function, which is BR. I'm going to do it 2 times. BR, still like this. 2BR would be every time you use a break, it drops down a line. Let's see. Let's see it properly. Okay, I see that. I haven't put anything in after it yet. Okay, I'll show you what it does in a second. And the next we will use small element. Okay. Example. Try keeping up, just click pause. You can rewind or pause, however. It's just an example of a small element. And okay, let's do that. And the small is literally called small. Okay. Remember, open and close, the closest to / right there. So different, that is a closing tag. Okay. Click save, just like that. And when we load it, you can drag and drop it inside of the URL again, web address browser, address bar. Let's do that with a small element. Yeah, small, and the space is because the break. If I use one break, I'll show you what happens if I use one break. Okay, if it looks complicated, don't worry. It requires practice. You just practice it a few times, and your mind gets used to it. See, that's because I use one break. Every time I put a break, it's going to drop down a line each time. I believe it's actually 16 pixels. The default should be 16, I believe. Looks like I checked it 16. Okay. Just like that. That's small. The next we will use, let's see. Okay, we'll keep it in the same line. Next we'll use. It doesn't matter about you pressing dropping a line on the code. It will drop in a line on the page. You have to make it do that by hitting the break or using a different element. Okay, this big or large is still going to be the big tag. Just an example. Big element. Should be an apostrophe around that. Like that. Okay. I'm going to put it close to the big tag. Just like that. Okay, that's big. You can say large or big or big. Either way, it's going to be big. So it's a little bit bigger. Maybe 50% bigger, 50% smaller, something like that. Let's use a span function. It's called span. I'll show you what span does. I have to use a little bit of styling to do that. CSS. The styling is CSS, which stands for Cascading Style Sheet. The current version is 3. Current HTML that we're using now is HTML5, which is the up-to-date version. Okay. Just you're basically typing the same sentence. See, span element or span tags. It's 2 of them. Okay, span. I need to style the span. That way you can see the actual difference. I'll show you what it does. Span. I'm going to use the CSS inline style method. It's a simple way on how to show you. The color, style, you have to have a space right here. You don't do like this because that's span style. It won't work out. So you use span. Space, space bar, style, equal sign, quotation marks, other quotation marks. You will use color, colon red, semicolon. Okay, just like that. And let's load it, and I'll show you what it does. Yeah, see, it keeps it in line with the actual statement. Some other features you can use that to resize it or recolor. It would actually maybe drop it down, or it would reshape it, like the italic, the emphasis would also reshape it, or the bold. If you want to do both, you can do it like that if you like. But The span is a good way to style a certain part of the sentence or statement, or instead of a paragraph. Also, let's use the break function here because that's too crowded. Makes it harder to see what I'm doing. You can pause it if you like. Okay, I've showed you paragraph function. Showed you the strong, which is bold. EM is emphasis or italic. It used to be italic. I'll show you it's the same thing. And the break function or the BR. You don't have to use the end ending to that. You just BR inside of those two arrows, left and right arrow instead of a bracket. And to each time you do it, it drops down on a line, which I believe is 16 pixels. And I showed you small. Showed you big. And I showed you the span. See, I think that's going to be about it. Okay. Yeah, that's going to be it. Okay. Yeah. I'll show you something else real quick. Okay. Just open this up. Showed you basic paragraph functions in HTML, just like that. You can practice however you like. My website is randymyers.me. M-Y, it's spelled M-Y-E-R-S. There are various ways to spell Myers, depending on the family. But mine is M-Y-E-R-S.me. The .com wasn't available, so I had to use that. I had to pick .me. You should be able to find other tutoring on my website. The appropriate link, the obvious link. Yeah, you can also click subscribe and like to this video. It'll be very much appreciated. Thanks for watching.